There is a podcast about an island in the North Atlantic where people have been looking for an incredible treasure for more than 200 years.
Hello, and welcome back to Could It Be?
An Oak Island podcast.
We are your hosts, Deidre and Dustin White.
Yo, how's it going?
What up?
What up?
Hey, it's week 2
Yes.
of season 7.
Yes, and we've seen basically 3 episodes worth of stuff, right?
Yeah,
because we had 2
2
hour
hours.
at the beginning. And so it's almost like we're jumping into the future here with almost a week 3.
Well, even further if you really want to use the time machine, because we've got all the drilling downs.
Yep, and that gives us a good look to the future. But
Is your crystal ball up and working? You didn't tell me that.
yeah, no, it's week 2, and we've got another fun episode.
It was a really good episode.
I had a really good time watching it. A little disappointed with some of the results in the swamp, right?
You might be.
Well,
I can't wait to talk about them with you.
okay. Well, I mean, not everything was bad.
Well, no, of course.
The bad almost has something something good could be coming out of it, right?
You're talking like really cryptic, like in Mason code or something.
Could it be? Yeah.
Why don't we just, we'll chat about the good, the bad,
The ugly? Hey, stop talking about me.
Oh,
or am I talking about
geez.
myself?
Well, yeah, that too.
Oh, thanks.
I mean, no.
Yeah, so anyway, we are here to chat with you guys about the Curse of Oak Island and anything else?
Well, I mean,
What's
that's
been going
the
on in
big
your
thing.
life in the past 7 days?
Well, in the past 7 days, I won a contest.
Yeah, she won a really awesome prize via the Treasure Man on Facebook, right?
Yep.
This guy, his name is H. Charles Beale. He goes around the country hiding a bunch of treasures all over the place, right?
All kinds of different caches, and we're talking real
Like real
treasures, like emeralds and gemstones,
Gold.
and coins, and
Gold, right?
yeah, real gold.
If we
like a
put-
gold dance.
Yeah, I mean, if we showed any of these to Dave Blankenship, he would faint.
Yeah.
He'd be stoked to have one of these caches.
I would be.
All right, but we didn't find a cache. We didn't find one of these things full of gold and jewels and everything, right?
Good call. Way to we're like hyping him up that we found this buried
We
treasure.
should be hyping him up. He is a cool guy, and he has a lot of treasure hunts out there, right?
I'm not saying him, I'm saying us. Like, we went out there and found a cache. But yes, there was a awesome contest on his page.
Yes.
Goonies related, and I know you guys all know our love for the Goonies.
We love the Goonies.
And that we did write a treasure hunt this last year. And that
treasure
was
hunt what? Based on the Goonies? Oh, Is that what you were about to say? My bad.
a treasure hunt that was Goonies themed.
Yes.
We know our Goonies very well. We're about an hour and a half from the filming location. The 35th anniversary is coming this year, and that's in June. So y'all should come out here and see us so that you can
Celebrate the Goonies 35th anniversary with us, right?
And we're going to bring what I won, which was a Goonies genuine replica.
A genuine replica. You mean a replica?
A genuine replica Goonies map.
Yeah.
It looks amazing.
It looks amazing.
I'm legitimately gonna get a treasure map in the mail.
Yeah, like legit.
So
it looks just exactly like the map in the movie.
Yep.
And it's even got the
music
notes on the back, and it looks authentic. It looks like it was screen used. It's like it's perfect. And that was something that he's had specially made for this contest, and Deidre won.
Nailed it.
It was a trivia contest about the movie The Goonies. So it's almost not fair that we were participating since we live nearby.
Yeah.
And we did a treasure hunt just a couple of months ago about all the Goonies stuff, and we've seen the movie a zillion times, right?
Yeah, and we watched the movie right before the quiz came out. the trivia.
Yeah, and she kind of won it in less than 5 minutes.
It was right about 5 minutes.
Yeah. So, good job. Congratulations.
Thanks. Yeah.
You killed it.
40 questions. Got some fast fingers there. Got to know your stuff.
Yeah, well, you know it. So, yeah, it was good. So, congrats.
Yes, got that done. I'm going to put that in our treasure hunt artifact hall of fame. I finally got our painting because we have an original painting from Beth.
Yes.
At the Art of Hidden Messages. And let's see here. When was that this one came out?
It came out probably 6-7 months ago.
Because she's had another one since then. I couldn't really put my finger on it. So let's say about 7 months ago. Anyways, and she creates these treasure hunts, and there's like visual clues, there's verses. We had purchased the book.
Yeah, and we participated in it, and we got one of the paintings. So it was awesome, and you got that framed up.
That's a genuine original.
It is an original
painting.
It's beautiful.
I finally got it framed. I'm so excited about that. So gonna add that to our treasure hunt collection.
Yes. Yee! So that's what's up with us. We had some cool treasure stuff happen this week. Another thing that's literally just happening right now is I was scrolling Facebook like I do.
No.
Looking at treasure hunt stuff, looking at Oak Island stuff. And on one of the Oak Island Facebook groups, somebody had said, I think we need Josh Gates to come out and work on Oak Island and help him look for this treasure.
I agree.
Wouldn't that be fun?
Should we campaign?
Campaign to get Josh Gates on Oak Island?
Uh-huh.
That'd be a Bobby Dazzler.
It'd be a Bobby Dazzler of a time.
Yeah, because Josh has worked with Gary a few times, right? And so they're buddies. They're probably just as good of friends as Maddie Blake and Gary, right?
I don't know.
They're mates.
We'd have to ask them. Yeah, they're mates.
So,
what up, mate?
Yeah. But yeah, I thought that was fun. And I was like, I posted a picture of us with Josh. I said, man, we were right there with him. We didn't ask him a single question about Oak Island. What?
I know. That is totally a bummer. But now that we've seen Josh, we need to get a picture with Gary.
One day, Gary, we're going to
coming
hang out
for
with
you.
It's a threat.
A threat, a promise.
All of the above.
Both.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway,
at the wash plant.
At the wash plant. That's where you want to get your picture with Gary.
I just want to dig through the spoils.
Yeah. You know, something I'm going to bring up because we're probably about to get into what happened on the show.
To the nitty gritty.
Yeah. No Jack Bagley this week. I didn't see him. I didn't even see a shimmer of him. Nothing.
Yeah. Not even a glimpse of a green shirt.
Nothing.
Glimpse
Jack,
of a green
where are
shirt.
you? Should we put up like pictures?
Yeah.
Like
where in the world is Jack
Bagley?
Bagley?
He's missing.
He is missing.
You know, I feel like a big part of the show is not there if Jack's not there because he's basically in almost every episode.
Well, not any.
Was he written out of the series?
No. Maybe he hurt his back, so he can't do any digging.
Oh my gosh, no! I hope not.
I hope not too. Hope not. I'm just saying, or he's cracking codes.
He's out there cracking codes. Huh? Yeah. So it is a little bit of a bummer not seeing Jack because he's one of my favorite characters.
You know who I'm excited to?
He's like the ultimate sidekick.
He is.
Right.
He is.
He's the ultimate sidekick. Like he's always got everybody else's back.
Yeah, he's the Robin to Gary's Batman.
Basically. Totally.
I mean, he does have a green shirt.
Maybe he's a Jimmy Olsen to Gary's Superman.
No. No, it's Batman.
Okay.
What?
Superman doesn't really need a sidekick. His sidekick, like if Jimmy Olsen was a sidekick, Jimmy Olsen's like literally a photographer. Like, you know, like he doesn't need a sidekick because
Superman is his own sidekick.
He's the best.
He's Clark Kent and Superman.
Yeah.
Man, that's an exhausting job being your own sidekick.
Oh man.
I mean, geez, I wouldn't want to be my own sidekick.
I do it all day, every day. So.
No, you don't. You spend your day being my sidekick.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably true.
Probably? Right. You have no idea?
Yeah, I think it's true. All right, you want to talk about the episode?
I really want to talk about the episode. So episode 2, season 7 of The Curse of Oak Island. Episode is Core Values.
Core Values. Lots of coring.
Lots of values in the cores.
Not valuables in the core though.
No, but values. There's a difference.
Okay. All right. Okay, so we start out in the swamp this time, right?
Mm-hmm. And let's talk swamp.
Let's talk swamp. We had a lot of people there. Even Tom Nolan was there, right?
That was so cool.
Fred's son. So he is officially part of the team. He's in there in the thick of it. You know, who asked him? Was it? Oh, I think it was Paul, because Paul Troutman was there too, and he's like, "Hey, so how much digging have you done? How deep have you gotten in here to, test the soil beneath, the surface of." The muck or whatever.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, well, I don't know, like shovel deep.
Yeah, they hadn't got in really far. He spent a lot of time surveying. Yeah, but it's probably super expensive to drain that thing over and over and over again to be able to do what they really need to do there. And it smells, and there's a lot of deterrence to that.
Yeah, maybe Fred Nolan was probably like impervious to that the stench.
That's
after
true.
A while,
I feel like he also was a big information gatherer.
Yeah.
Something I really liked coming into this was it was really neat because we had Dave Blankenship there.
Yeah.
And then Tom Nolan. It really felt like this unifying thing that united the island and those who worked against competitors of each other for a long time, and then that next generation is mending bridges.
Yeah, it's good. It was funny. I think Tom was like, oh man, I wish my dad could see this, right?
And
then Dave had to throw out
be Dave.
Yeah, he had to be Dave and be lighten the mood, right? He's like, oh, I bet he's watching that now.
Yeah.
I mean, it was
classic
sweet.
Dave.
It was sweet though, and it was cool to watch those guys. I don't know how much bonding they can do, but I mean, it's just cool that they're on the same team.
It is. And it's cool for us to see at least.
Yeah. We also had Rick, Marty, Craig, Paul. Who else?
The crew.
Yeah. I mean, and what were they doing there? They were observing the barge, right?
Yeah. Well, they were there. The barge is out. The barge with a hole in it, and they're doing the cores. And then with the cores, they then take them in their little like dinghy back over it's quite an interesting operation because they're not far off of the peninsula that comes there into the swamp and drilling down into it. But they got to take a boat back and forth. It's a new experience for core drilling.
Yeah, it was interesting. It was fun. So we had sonic drilling, right? Choice sonic drilling.
Yes.
You know what that makes me think of?
Sonic the Hedgehog?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about that? You see that trailer? I showed it to you.
Oh, the new trailer? Yeah. I'm so glad they put off releasing that because Sonic looks so much better. He doesn't look like Roadkill or like his eyes are fixed.
Yeah.
I love Sonic.
Yeah, if you guys haven't seen that, if you don't know what we're talking about, they're putting out a Sonic the Hedgehog movie next year. And we grew up in the 90s.
Yes.
We love Sonic the Hedgehog. I was a Mario guy.
He was Mario. I'm Sonic. Obviously, I'm faster.
Yeah, okay. That's fine. So I could shoot fireballs or something. I don't know. That's what Mario can do.
Okay.
Okay, anyway, so Mario. So Sonic the Hedgehog, right? He has this movie coming out. Jim Carrey's in it. Dr. Robotnik.
Yep.
It looks like a lot of fun. There was a trailer that came out like 6 months ago, and Sonic the Hedgehog looked terrible. Like he looked scary.
The whole thing looked good except for Sonic.
Yeah, Sonic looks scary, but now they fixed it. He looks a lot like the character you see in the video games. Anyway, that's what came to my mind when I'm seeing choice Sonic drilling pop up over and over on the screen.
It would be awesome is if their business cards had like Sonic the Hedgehog on them or sweet. Something with a drill.
Yeah, that'd be nice. Yeah.
Great marketing idea. All right.
Okay, so they get the cores out, right?
They get the cores out. I thought this was really interesting. The first core is it's 3 feet of material because they're measuring it from like the water level, right? Yeah. So they're going from the water level down. It's 16.5 feet total.
Yep.
3 feet of that is material, but then you get the tube and it's like this long.
Yeah, it was like 10 feet long.
Yeah. What did Marty say? This is the longest 3-foot core I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
But I just don't understand why you would measure from the top water. Well, I'm just curious because water levels change.
Mm-hmm.
And
they measured it from the current water level, and then the second one was from the current water level. The third one was from. They have the accurate measurements compared to the rest, so it's not like it's a different level the deeper they get or anything. It's the same level.
I know, but I'm saying a couple weeks later, it could be not as deep. But I guess you're taking in water, so you're having to count for that material.
Nah, I think it's more of just the barge is floating on the water, so when the drill penetrates the water, that's when they start counting, because it's directly underneath the barge.
Okay.
I don't think it's that big of a deal.
I am not a drilling expert.
Guess what? I bet you those drilling experts know exactly what they're doing.
I bet they're drilling down. See what I did there?
Sure.
Okay, so the first one comes out, and it's just...
There's a whole lot of nothing.
Yeah.
Nothing burger.
Mm-hmm.
They said, it's like organic materials that just look normal.
Mm-hmm. But,
so they discard it.
Well, yes, but the odd thing is that they're seeing is, at least as they get to the second and third core, it's really dry.
Yes.
From a swamp.
Mm-hmm. So the swamp has had water on it for as long as anybody can remember.
Mm-hmm.
But beneath it, very dry clay. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun
right?
dun. Yeah, it felt really odd. I mean, Marty does go on to explain it could be that it was sealed off with the clay-like material, and then there's a pocket of dry. But the last place that I expected to see dry ground of any kind come out of was the swamp. Until we get a little bit further in this and get some more information, it makes more sense. Yeah. But I did not expect that.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I can't say that I expected it either. I expected wood and a boat, you know?
Well, let's see here. One of the cores that came up, Marty had mentioned, so they came across, you go, oh, okay, this is why it's dry, because of the cap rock. I was like, cap rock? What's a cap rock? And I was like, are we talking like a cork in a bottle? Like, and you just happen to get it?
Yeah, they kind of corked the swamp, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but it could, whatever they found, if it is something like that, it could be completely natural, you know, and they acknowledge that.
It is a natural thing, which got me to thinking, because it's a really hard, thank you, Wikipedia, a very hard natural occurring material.
Okay.
A type of rock that's overlaying something that is less dense, right? Okay. So that would be water, that could be gases, sediment. Just looking at these pictures of what cap rocks are, and they form these what almost look like bubbles, and then you would see the lighter material underneath would, to me, account for what the entirety of the anomaly is. But then we hear later that the two sides of the island, and I cannot remember this coming up on a previous episode, are very much different materials.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, they said that, what is it, the west side of the island is more rocky.
Yes.
Like slate rock.
Yeah, it's a compacted slate.
And then the other side is more, what do they call it?
It was sandstone. Limestone, sandstone. Yeah. One of the stones. Okay, let's see here.
It's much different than like
limestone.
Yeah, they're both. That's a good indication, maybe, that it could have been the two separate islands, like is the main theory of this season, right?
Yeah, the idea of the two separate islands is really kind of intrigued me as we've been doing some more of this digging in the swamp,
Mm-hmm.
because they're saying that the east side, which is where the Money Pit and Smith's Cove and all that is the anhydrite limestone, which is what happens. A bunch of glacial water evaporates.
Yep.
Like a lot of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it forms this.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So the west side was made up of highly compacted slate, which is formed when clay or volcanic sediment is exposed to extreme heat and pressure deep below the Earth's surface, which to me, this says two very different types of material. And if part of the swamp is this compacted slate,
mm-hmm.
are we sitting on like a fault line? Are we sitting on the crest? Because if that bubble happens there in the middle that's got the cap,
mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm wondering if there's some type of very weird geological phenomenon going on, and that's why this island exists at all.
Whoa. You have a very interesting theory there. I'm glad they have Terry Matheson on the case. You know what I mean? Because he is like a legit geologist.
I'm not just pulling what I can remember from 6th grade. I don't know. Do you remember them ever talking about how different the materials are on both?
No, but when you're talking about these bubbles that you've been just talking about, you know what I have been thinking about? The radon gas deposits that they were trying to kind of look for last year with the astrophysicist. I think his name was Travis Taylor.
Yes.
The guy, the star map guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
We got to talking about that because radon gases occur naturally in the earth.
Yep.
And why we test for them in real estate and in basements, because it's below the earth.
Yep.
And they need to be well ventilated in order to get it out, right?
Yeah, so that's just kind of what popped into my brain when you're talking about these bubbles underground with capstones on them. So,
but that's the same idea.
Yeah,
right?
I know. Yeah. So I'm just kind of throwing that out there as a yes. I'm picking up what you're putting down.
You're picking up what I'm putting down
a little bit.
But what about? Okay, remember when we were up in the mega bin last year?
Yes.
We had a really weird anomaly.
Yes.
We hit something hard.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden we were dropping really quick with a soft material.
And it wasn't the latrine we all wanted it to be.
No, it wasn't the latrine we all wanted it to be. But was it another instance of there was a capstone in this same phenomenon is happening?
Maybe.
There?
Could it be?
Could it? We go into talking a little bit later about mining, etc.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm really perplexed about this anomaly that didn't have wood that came out of it in the swamp. We also have...
It was definitely ship-shaped, though.
It was ship-shaped. It could be cave-shaped.
Well, Marty also acknowledged that, hey, when we're drilling down with that sonic drill or whatever kind of drilling they're doing, you know, you can go down and maybe miss what you're still going after. You know, it's like it's hit or miss doing that kind of work when you're trying to. I'm pretty sure they probably went over the biggest area where they're most likely to get some kind of hit. You know, because I think one part of that ship shape area was like 40 feet wide or whatever. They probably went in the middle of that 40 feet, so they're like not going to miss it.
But here's the thing: we see a map later in the war room.
Yeah,
and I had paused it on there, and we were talking about the anomaly. Was it ship anomaly SA4 or something?
Oh yeah, so you mean like the little X's that they had? They look like they weren't even on the anomaly.
Well,
really
there was one like the one they were particularly talking to Terry about was on the edge of the anomaly, not like dead center or anything like that. And I don't know if that makes a difference or not.
Yeah, I mean, you figure they would do the dead center. Like, I don't know. I didn't pay attention to that part. I must have missed it.
But we also don't know how it was edited, right? Yeah. So maybe they did, and we're not seeing that portion.
Yeah.
But my mind's a little blown right now.
Yeah. Okay. Going back to talking about right at the beginning when they start discussing when they're doing the drilling before they get any of the results, when they're looking at that second core sample.
Yes.
You know who shows up? That someone came in and is like, you know what? I think you need an expert.
Oh, Billy.
I think you need.
He's the expert. He's the king of the cove.
He is the king of the cove. But no, Billy comes in and has to throw in his expertise. I liked that.
I did too.
It made me happy.
It made me.
That was like
he was a hero.
Was that Billy's only?
Hey,
sighting?
That was his only sighting. What is this? Where's
what is he?
Waldo?
Bigfoot? What is he? Bigfoot?
Bigfoot. Oh my gosh, we have to make a Billy Where's Waldo.
Okay, no, calm down.
But it sounds fun. You have to find Billy amongst like the island.
Okay.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh. Okay,
I'm already working on some Oak Island artwork. So I might have to find a Where's Billy poster.
If you haven't seen it yet, go to our Facebook page and check out these. Okay, so
Tangent.
Oak Island, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Curse of Oak Island's like Twitter, Facebook, all their social media accounts put out these. What are they called?
Trading cards. The trading cards.
Yeah, like these trading cards of like Gary, Rick, Marty, and Craig, right? And so Deidre takes it upon herself to make some new ones because those were good, but Deidre's are kind of better. And she made one featuring Tony Sampson.
Yes.
One featuring
Billy.
Robert. Well, I was going to say Robert Clotworthy. You got to say, sorry. Tony and Robert Clotworthy. You guys are awesome, but I had to save the best for last. Billy was the best one. It says King of the Cove, and it's like and it's got him like he's literally a king in this picture with a crown and everything.
I feel bad because I think people mistook the ones I did as ones for the History Channel because they were asking why didn't the other people get cool costumes or anything? But I was like, well, I just kind of put faces on knights and kings.
Yeah, but you did it really good because it turned out really good and a lot of fun.
It was so much fun. The best part is Dustin's out grocery shopping and I'd like send him one and just wait.
And I bust up laughing and people are like, what the heck's wrong with this guy?
I'd send him another one.
Yeah, it was fun. So I think Deidre's going to make more of those. So.
Oh, yes. So trading cards. They're coming your way, guys. Yeah. It's good stuff.
All right. Sorry. That was a tangent, but
we're kind of known for those. We didn't have a disclaimer at the beginning of this episode. In case this is your first time tuning in with us, we're known for tangents. But 90s music.
We're known for fun, okay?
Dad jokes and having a good time.
Yeah, you already said that last episode. We're good. They get it.
That's assuming they listened to the last episode.
It's fine. You don't have to say it every episode. Guess what? These people are cool. We're cool. We're going to have a good time. And that's what we do. Boom. Oh, crap.
Look at you swearing.
Crap?
Yeah. Okay, let's not push it. This is a family-friendly place to be, yo.
Okay.
It's you take that
poop.
You take that to the latrine.
Okay. All right.
The mega bin.
All right. So we did get core samples from 54 feet to 57 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what was the kind of disappointing efforts. You know, like it was a good effort. It gave us a lot of data, basically, of at least one sample, one coring possibility. Actually, that was the second coring operation, right? Because they had to stop the first one because the drill got stuck.
So after they got through whatever the capstone impenetrable rock was, it gets stuck and they're like, let's just bang on it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
Yeah, they're like,
I don't feel like when I hit things, they start working.
It's worked for dudes forever. Right?
Your car stereo doesn't work. You start banging on it.
Yeah. Then it works.
Okay, that didn't help here. They were taking like giant what are you doing?
I'm showing people your notes.
Okay,
but you have these awesome illustrations on here. I didn't want them to go to waste. Are they just for my benefit?
Yes.
Oh, sorry. That was for the YouTube video. Go ahead. Carry on. Yes, carry on.
Okay. I'm sorry. I didn't know what just happened there. Okay. Where was I? You interrupted me.
We're talking about the swamp.
Okay, the swamp. They were banging on the sonic drill.
Yeah.
And it wouldn't keep going. And they said, what do we do? I guess we're going to go find a new spot.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's when we got to the other hole that they started drilling, and they had got down to 54 to 57 feet. And that's when Terry Matheson's like, hey, guys, I don't see no wood, dudes.
Yeah, there's nothing man-made.
Yeah, nothing. Well, it could have been man-created as far as the soil and everything in there.
They didn't make soil. They may have pushed it there.
Pushed it in, though.
It may be man-made because, we make soil.
Yeah. No, not quite. No, but I'm just saying, like, it was not all bad news, because I think it was Marty asked Terry, what, like, is this drillable or not drillable? Is this tunneling? Can this be tunneling material? Like, is this something they could have used or tunneled through? Yeah, that's right. And so Terry gave him a promising, not a promising, but like encouraging answer. He's like, yeah, it could have been.
Could it be?
It could have been.
It could have been. What else we got, which just kind of wrapping up the swamp area, if you will, was Rick found a swamp expert.
Yeah.
Right? So who do we have?
He works in wetlands.
He does.
That's what his background is. And
he's a doctor.
Ian Spooner?
Yes,
right?
He's a Dr. Ian Spooner. He's a geoscientist. I put AKA swamp/wetlands expert. He's actually a doctor of wetlands. He's a professor of earth and environmental science at Acadia University in Nova Scotia.
New Scotland?
Nova Scotia.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. And they show him some of the core samples. And he's like, some of them he's like, yeah, meh. It's just normal stuff. But then they get to the better stuff, and he wanted to take a closer look at it. So he took some samples back to his school, to research at his
lab and at the university. It was really interesting because he had mentioned if this swamp had been here for 2,000, 3,000 years, we would expect to see a lot more swamp sediment on top. It wouldn't have just been, what was it, like 3 feet, and then we're hitting essentially sea floor. So
it's kind of bizarre.
That is really bizarre.
How bizarre.
Sorry, guys. All right.
Sorry, not sorry.
Sorry, not sorry. Hitting the sea floor. So his thought was that, in the world of swamps, this is a lot newer.
Yeah, spoiler alert, okay? At the end of this episode, it says next time on The Curse of Oak Island. And he's sitting in the war room at the end of that preview, and he says, yeah, this is like 300, 400 years old.
I must have missed that part, but 300 to 400, that's it?
That's it. I mean, that sounds like a long time to us. That is not a long time when you think of geological terms.
No, not at all.
Not even close.
And
this is what I wrote in my notes for that spot. I said, War Room, final shot with geoscientist Dr. Spooner, and he says the data says it might go back 300 to 400 years.
That's not very long at all. Wow.
Yeah. Like, that was, in geological terms, that was yesterday.
Whoa. Okay, my mind's exploding. So here's what we know. It most likely is man-made.
Sounds like it. It's pointing that way. Even Laird was encouraged by all this stuff, and he's like, yeah,
Yeah, if Laird's encouraged, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
But we don't have any ship planks.
Well, and we didn't hear anything more about the stone wharf.
Yeah.
I saw it on that.
You mean the gray brick road?
Yes, I saw it on the the diagram that they put up.
The ship Anomaly 4.
But nope.
I'm wondering, because I kept going back to having the brick road right there.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the anomaly is shaped is that the very point came right up to it.
Mm-hmm.
Is it a cave?
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Because with a cave, you usually have that much more narrow opening, and then it would expand out like that.
Perhaps. Yeah, maybe.
It kind of made me think of the lava tubes over by St. Helens and all that.
That's Mount St. Helens.
Mount St. Helens. Sorry, my bad.
We don't live too far from Mount St. Helens, and we've gone into the lava tube. What are those? Like
lava tubes.
Yeah, but it's like a trail system, right? Yeah. But I know they're lava tubes, and it's like pitch black inside, and I hit my head and it hurt.
You hit your head. Those ceilings are so high.
Yeah, but there was like
you walking on stilts?
No, the tube. The whole thing is a giant like circular rock thing, right? So like
they're called the ape caves. They're caves.
Yes. Anyway, never mind.
If you come over here and visit for the Goonies 35th anniversary, we'll take you to the ape caves.
Sounds like fun.
Sounds like a plan. Yeah. Sounds like a Bobby dazzling good time.
Yeah, we could have like, could it be con?
Could it be con?
Yeah.
Could it be a con?
Okay, I'm talking about convention.
I know what you meant. It still came out weird. Could it be con?
Well, they're having History Con, right? Didn't you bring that up last episode?
That's true. I did bring it up, and we don't have any updated information yet. I think they said the 20th.
Yeah.
I have no idea where it's going to be. Could be in a different country.
Please be in Seattle or something, like somewhere nearby.
That would be amazing. That's never going to happen.
What about Portland, Oregon? Probably not going to be there.
Definitely not going to be there. Yeah, it's more likely to be on Oak Island than
Probably.
Sorry, guys. Okay, moving on from the swamp.
Bye-bye, swamp.
Bye-bye, swamp. Smith's Cove.
Yes.
Okay, so we had some developments going on over there. We had Laird, Steve, Guptill.
Yeah.
Alex.
Is that Alex the Giant or Alex Lagina?
No, Lagina.
Okay.
Alex, no. And they met with Don Johnson and Steve
Watson.
Watson.
Yeah, those guys are GPR experts.
Yes.
Ground penetrating radar.
Yeah, they had their little GPR on a sled.
Yeah, and it was like hardcore GPR. Like it can penetrate and map the ground hundreds of feet beneath the soil. So
yep,
that's legit.
Craig was out there heading that all up. He really does seem to be like directing all operations.
Yeah.
These last 2 episodes. I'm glad to see more Craig.
Yeah, me too. He's
like super glad.
Yep, he's out there killing it and doing what?
Well, my favorite thing. So Craig is going around with them with the GPR, and they're like, "Oh wait, it's however many
back here."
Yeah, he goes, "It's 7 meters behind us and 5 meters down." Craig just literally paces it off, like, and knows exactly how far back that is.
He's like, "Boom, right here."
He grabs a rock and sticks it there. I wonder how many times in his line of work he's had to pace off something. I bet you he knows exactly how long his paces are.
A zillion times, I'm sure.
Oh, a zillion times he's done it?
Yes.
Oh, I thought you meant like a zillion times you were sure he was accurate.
Both.
He's a zillion times accurate.
Yeah. No, he's really taking charge out there.
I love it.
Yeah. So he's really into this GPR stuff, it looks like. He was super excited with some of these results when they were looking at the cave-in pit area.
Yeah. Apparently an area I didn't realize existed.
You never heard of the cave-in pit?
I have, but I just never put together all the little pieces, I guess. Well,
the cave-in pit area was, oh my gosh. They mentioned it in the show. I don't know if it's, let me see here.
Well, hang on. So the cave-in pit is 350 feet east of the cove. Okay.
But it's a sinkhole. That appeared in 1878.
Yeah. By Sophia Sellers. Or what did Robert Clotworthy say?
Yeah, her first name is not Sophia.
Well, it's spelled the same way. So,
I don't remember.
So
sorry, Sophia.
I'm sorry.
She's from 1778 or 1878. She's probably not listening to the podcast, so
That's good.
Yeah.
So she was plowing the land with her oxen, and suddenly the entire area caved in her and her oxen.
Do you think they got the ox out?
No, they both died.
Oh, she died?
Okay, now I'm embarrassed, but I just assumed they all died in a giant sinkhole because I would not have lived.
Well, her name's not on that memorial stone, but I guess that memorial stone may be only for searchers. I don't know. I don't think she died.
Okay, we're going to have to do a fact-checking
anyway,
research. Sorry.
They suspected that this, for want of a better term, shaft was in part some kind of ancient air shaft that was made by the depositors, right?
In order to get airflow down there so they didn't pass out. But
it's just such a huge operation. Like, those guys are nuts.
This is why I'm wondering if there's something bigger geologically going on, because I think about this anomaly that's in the swamp and these bubbles, and could this have been an instance where there's a lot of weight there and it just finally caved in? There's a place called Cap Rock Canyon.
Okay.
And look it up, guys, look it up. But that area, there's all these cap rocks, more or less. You'll start to see bubbles and where the tops have like collapsed in. And I'm assuming plenty of canyons have made from this phenomenon, because what's underneath is not as hard as what's on top. So why could that not have been one of those less stable areas? And all of a sudden they fell through, and it wasn't a
so if there is sinkholes on Oak Island, what if the depression on the ground that John Smith, Daniel McGinnis, and Anthony Vaughn, and potentially Samuel Ball, apparently, because maybe he was written out of the history books. I hadn't heard that before last week with those drilling downs. But yeah, I mean, what if those guys just saw like the remnants of an old sinkhole?
Yeah.
And that was it. And that's what launched this whole treasure hunt. And that's it.
But then we have to ask ourselves, what about the wood that was...
Yeah, that's true.
But was it that this hole was already there and they built backwards then? So they put the treasure at the bottom, they put in the layers, they fill it up with dirt, put in more supporting structure, i.e. the wood, put in the dirt. So really they went from the bottom up, because this sinkhole was already there and open, not tunneling in from a different area. But if we're seeing these things, maybe I'm just making up this stuff as I go along, and it's completely not plausible because I'm not a geologist.
Hey, but keep it coming, keep it going. Is if you have a good enough theory, one day we'll be in the war room explaining it to these guys.
Okay, I got a lot of research to do. I'm gonna get on there for my bubble theory.
Too late. Travis Taylor already did.
No, we were talking about radon. This wasn't Cap Rock Canyon. It's about to be Cap Rock Canyon out there at Oak Island. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Okay, right. Smith's Cove, back to that. So they scanned the area known as Upper Beach, got a couple hits, and they got them at 25 and 28 meters down.
Yeah, it's pretty deep.
And that was really kind of their Goldilocks zone for where
they were hoping to see flood tunnels.
Or, up towards that convergence point.
Yeah. Well,
makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, don't you think they would have kept would have found more than just one? Like, a flood tunnel would be one straight long anomaly, right?
Well, yes, but this would have been because it was above the cave-in pit, right? If the cave-in pit was a vertical structure, there was a vent.
Yep.
And what they're seeing is lateral hits, like one, and then the other at 25 and 28 meters, that would mean just that your tunnel is at a gradual grade.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
So if it's past the convergence point, then you would only have a couple hits.
Yeah, maybe.
No?
I don't know. It just seems like if they were to use the GPR, that whole area, they'd find a whole bunch of hits that would more or less be a straight line that they can follow from one point to another. If they find similar, if they find a path, basically, because they'd have to crisscross, go over it a whole bunch of times. But as they're marking all those spots, they would say, oh, look, there's a giant line here. Let's follow this to the money pit. But maybe they did.
I was just going to say, maybe they did, but because, like you said, they're running lines back and forth, and then they get excited for those hits that would line up. Craig calls Rick.
Yeah, Rick's really excited.
Rick's stoked. Anything that could be a confirmer. That's great, right?
Yes, it could be.
But they're not going to film the next, however many hours they're out there pulling the sled across the land to try to put breadcrumbs down.
But maybe they did film all that and it's just not going to be used yet. Like it'll
That's
be on the
very
show
possible.
Later. Yeah.
I mean, we've got a lot of episodes.
Yeah, they have to spread it out.
Like sprinkles?
Yes.
On a cake?
Yes. All right. So where else? Where'd they go from Smith's Cove? They went to Lot 21.
Lot 21. That's the other place we visited. That's on the hard structure of the island. That's where all the hard rock is.
Yeah, it's on the western portion of the island.
Yes.
That's where Samuel Ball had his house and whatnot, right?
Had his residence. That's where the gold-plated brooch was found from last year. That was the one with the glass in it, the red glass.
How do they make red glass?
With recipes written in code.
No, secret recipes.
Oh, secret recipes?
Written in code?
Exactly. Yeah. I still think the HO stone is actually a secret recipe.
Written in code?
Yeah, for how to make red glass.
I thought that was the 90-foot stone.
That too.
Okay.
The HO is what you need. It's like the key to unlock the stone.
Okay, if you say so. Yeah, that's cool. But we have Lot 21, right?
Yep.
We got Gary,
Rick, and Dan.
Dan Henske's out there supervising, basically, right?
Yes, and carrying heavy things.
Yes. And Gary gets out there and he found something crazy that he's like, oh, I've never seen one of these before.
He initially thought it was like an old flat iron, like Victorian era.
Yeah. But then when he picked it up, he's like, oh no, this is like some kind of quarry hammer.
Yeah, like a sledgehammer.
Like a sledgehammer. And that's exactly what it looks like.
That's what I thought it was when he pulled it up.
And so they say, wow, this thing's real heavy, and they put it to the side, and
it's a tool.
It's
probably
a top pocket find that's not going to fit in the top pocket.
You're going to rip right through that top pocket.
Yeah. And so they go and keep metal detecting. They find another one of the same exact things, just bigger,
which is
twice
crazy.
The size. Yeah.
It's not very far away.
Yeah. And then, sorry. And then, literally, they have the expert check it out, the blacksmith.
Which Carmen, I'm so glad they brought him in.
Carmen Leg, right? And he's like, yeah, you'll never find another one of these on any island out here. And he's like, what? I found two in 10 minutes right next to each other.
10 feet from each
That's
other.
That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, he'll never find another one, but there's two in the same day. Huh?
He said, yeah, you won't find them on a different island.
Yeah. I mean, sure, but it's just crazy that they found, and he said they were rare.
Yeah,
and they
he
found
was
two
surprised.
on one day. That's just, it boggles my mind that they found two on one day.
Yeah, but that goes to say there was definitely some type of big operation going on.
And stonework.
Yes. Stonework,
not
blacksmithing.
Drilling. He said those things were made for drilling.
Well, they're made for making drills, for making stone.
Sharpening.
Yeah. Well, I kind of watched that part back, but what he was saying is because you put the metal or the iron in and you hit it with your hammer to form it. Yeah. It's the same type of thing you would use to make the stone chisel that they found last episode.
Sure.
That's kind of crazy to me. And to find those there, 2 of them, we know it's on a harder part of the island. These would definitely be tools for a major mining or quarry, digging, something. Tunneling. There's something major going on. So how many more tools are like that around there? And if you have to heat them up like that, you know that lots of fires were made.
Yeah, it's curious.
Very curious.
And what are these things called? So the hammerheads were actually called swages, right? Is that right?
Swatches.
Right? I thought it was swage.
Swage.
Yeah.
Yep, swages.
Yeah, I mean, it's just you know what it is? Classic Oak Island.
Classic Oak Island.
This throws like some kind of wrench, but it like a swatch. Or swage. Not swatch.
Throwing a wrench in it, throwing a
swage.
Mason chisel and a swage.
Literally, they threw a swage in it this episode. Okay, 2 of them.
2. That's crazy.
Yeah, it was cool to see the blacksmith sitting at the war room table. They have all these artifacts out there. They're like, hey, take a look at this stuff.
Stuff that would be up his alley.
All of it was, but they only really touched on those oxen shoes, and then these 2 hammerhead swages or whatever, right? And so I'm kind of a little bit bummed that we didn't get like more information about the rest of that, because I'd love to just hear that guy talk about all of it.
Yeah, me too. He seems very knowledgeable.
Yeah, and then they asked him to put dates on these things, right? And last week he put like the craziest span of a date onto what they found. What did they find? Oh, that chisel, right?
Yeah.
And so he's like, yeah, it's prior to 1850. It could be back to 1300 or something like that. That's a huge range.
It is a huge range, but you have to remember he's also dating based off of what kind of material is, how crudely it was made, the period of time in which they were made. And like you and I were saying last week, tools, they may get handed down to an apprentice or to a son or whoever. Someone probably lost his dad's chisel on the island and the swatches to sharpen them. Is that like a replacement for your pencil sharpener at school? Like, did that used to be standard for your bag, your swage and your chisel?
Yeah, for some kind of apprentice.
Mason?
Sure. Yeah, could it be?
Could it?
Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting to think about, and we'll have to keep thinking about it.
Yeah,
right?
Man, I feel like finding those to me was the biggest part of this episode.
Yeah, it was just the Carmen leg saying that they're so rare.
Yes.
That's coins aren't rare. Those old coins, each individual gold coin might be rare in its own right, but they're not so rare that they're, you can't find them anywhere ever.
Yeah.
The way this guy talked about these swages is that they're super rare. Like, this is the way I took it anyway, that they're just so rare that you're not going to find them anywhere. And it's incredible. They found 2 of them on one lot. I mean, how many more on that lot?
Well, and there's something that is made for a very specific purpose.
Yeah.
Right? And they even pointed out, it's not like the angles on it are smooth and rounded off. These are just very square,
crudely
made. And Gary's excited. He's like, medieval.
Yeah, that got Gary excited. He's
really pushing for that.
Well, because they said it could be 1300s, 1400s, but it's got to be. It's no newer than 1750 because that's kind of when those things went out of fashion, for one of a better term.
Yeah, at least I would assume that style.
Yeah.
In particular.
Yep.
Something that heavy, I highly doubt you would pack it on the boat with you because weight's pretty important.
I don't know. If you would pack it on the boat with them because it's not like they're coming here and they want to have the tools ready for them so that they can start building their stuff or whatever they're going to do.
Yeah, but what about the metal slag that we found at depth last year? I
remember it.
See, I remember it because now I keep coming back to this idea of mining.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe what we're finding as far as searcher tunnels are really from mining, and there was some kind of very precious metal or mineral on there. There's legend you can only get it in this place.
I don't know.
On an island made of oak with a hatch.
In the North Atlantic.
And then everybody comes there for all the Bobby Dazzlers.
I don't know. If there was some kind of precious metal there, it'd probably be on, the mainland too, and it'd be known. Not necessarily, but I don't know. I don't buy into it.
Well, you need to buy into it so we can get into the war room.
Yes, that's a real thing.
Okay, fine. I don't know. I really liked the blacksmithing stuff.
Yeah, I hope we see more of him. I don't think we need the subtitles they give him.
Really? I thought they kind of needed them.
Oh, I understood exactly what he was saying without subtitles.
Which very much surprises me because you like to watch everything with subtitles because you have a hard time understanding.
Well, yeah, sometimes with thick accents I have trouble understanding. But this, I understood exactly what he's saying. I don't
know. Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
So, anyway, how did the show wrap up now?
Well, we got everybody together in the war room. So it was kind of the final of the war room scenes.
Yeah.
We all talk about the initial assessment of people being a bit disappointed about the sonic drilling.
Yep.
I don't think we're done sonic drilling.
Definitely not, because next time on The Curse of Oak Island, we see sonic drilling happening in Smith's Cove.
Exactly.
And I think it's like probably that, what is that upper, what's that part of Smith's Cove called that they were doing the...
Oh, yeah, the upper beach.
Upper beach, is that what it's called? Yeah, I think that's
Convergent point.
Yeah, they were looking for the flood tunnel.
Yeah,
sure. Yeah,
no doubt.
Well, let's hope they find it, right?
Yeah, that's the goal. That's why we got the GPR out there.
Let's hope they find that, because that would that's what we need to see. We need to see that stuff being found, being explored. That's what we love this show for.
You know what I'm kind of noticing, particularly this episode, is Marty is really pushing the swamp and like, let's either put it to rest or go all in, because he says, what do we do to dig it out? And then Rick hits him with, okay, well, we need to be scientific about this and, dot our I's, cross our T's. I'm like, wait a second, this feels like a role reversal,
And it was also funny that Rick suggested, let's use a bladder system and to drain the swamp. And they're like, no, that's not going to work, Rick. They shut him down.
Yeah, my initial thought was, that won't work. But they do the, like when they're making bridges.
Yep.
Right. We've seen the dams put in.
Yeah.
So they can
pour the foundation for the.
I think that's what Marty's talking about, doing something like that, like what they did at Smith's Cove, but encasing the ship.
Yeah, I think they drained the whole swamp though.
Yeah, I would think they drain it and then put a dam in because of like the water tables.
Yep. Well, we heard on Booze and Bourbon last week that they went there and the swamp is drained currently, and there's a bunch of planks all over it. So, are those the pieces of wood that they use to you remember how?
Oh yeah,
they would put down all these pieces of wood so that you could just walk.
Yeah, so you could get around.
Is that what it was, or she said it was laid out in particular? Kimberly at Booze and Bourbon was saying they were laid out like the shape of the ship or whatever. If I'm recalling right, I don't remember.
It's that okay, so far this season, I know we're only 2 episodes in. It seems super streamlined, organized. Like even Robert Clotworthy is explaining how, well, while they're over here talking to so-and-so, the swamp expert, then so-and-so is over here working in the swamp, and so-and-so is over here working in the cove. Like he's showing the web of all the things that are going on at the same at the same time. And I was like, wow, it's for me, a type A person that likes the organization, and it's interesting.
Did it make you feel all warm and fuzzy inside?
It did. I feel like Craig is behind it. I feel like he's the
taskmaster now. He's like cracking the whip.
I feel like he's got this overarching view and is like managing. It feels like there's a strong managerial presence at Oak Island right now.
Mm-hmm.
That's all I got. But strong managerial presence.
Yeah, well, right on. Sure, I'm with you.
My husband thinks I'm crazy.
I don't think it.
You know it.
Yes. Absolutely. So yeah, that's kind of the end of the episode, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have that was just a fun hour of TV.
It was a fabulous hour.
We did not find a Spanish galleon like we wanted, but maybe that
it could still be there.
Well, maybe it could still be there, but that is potential tunneling material, or at least something that could have been tunneled through.
Yes.
And that's excited these guys. So if nothing else, we have that.
I'm excited about it.
They're good. Well, Marty must be excited about it too, because otherwise he wouldn't be so gung ho. Because he's like gung ho. He's like, nope, you're right. He just wants to get it over with, be done with the swamp forever, or find something in the swamp that's going to help him.
The one thing. Well, next week on, what does Marty say? Into the eye of the swamp.
Yeah.
Like, he really is heading up the swamp.
Well, they're there. They have a goal there. They want to get it done. Yeah. He wants to get it done.
Into the eye of the swamp. He's in a really good mood.
Yeah. Well, then we have Gary doing his metal detecting. He's like actually got like snorkel gear on, right?
In the swamp.
He's in the swamp in snorkel gear with a metal detector and a probe. And he's like, oh, I got something. I hit something. That's a big piece of iron or something like that.
Yeah. He's got the probe and it's like, dink, dink, dink. Oh, yeah, that's iron. I'm like, oh my gosh, is there an iron plate down there? What's going on?
Yeah.
Doug, we see that he mentions that any sign of rock or wood in Smith's Cove could be a sign of a waterway. So maybe we're going into Smith's Cove and actually uncovering what happened in the cave-in pit or the area around it.
I feel bad we didn't even mention Doug, and he was in a few of these little things earlier. So sorry, Doug. But yes, you were. I really like Doug.
Yeah,
a lot. Like I like all of his passion and research. And I'm still into that 90-foot stone from last year. Like Maddie Blake kind of blew it off during the preseason thing.
Yeah, that was not cool.
I want to know what's up with that, but I'm still into that 90-foot stone. Right?
It very well could be. I definitely have not written it off. I would say the one in the interpretive center is not the real one.
Well, duh.
Well, there's a potential real one next to it.
Oh, you mean the thing that was found in the book bindery?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Hopefully they're going to have more episodes this year than they had last year, I think. So
we're going to be busy.
They'll cover it, I'm sure.
Yeah, that's wow. And last season was a really long season. Man, they went all the way into what month?
April and May.
Yeah. Well,
it was like a normal TV show. It went, it was not just like a limited series. Like when its first few seasons, it had like 5 episodes, 10 episodes, or whatever. Now it's like a normal series where you get the whole year and then they get the summer off of TV. So,
yeah, but they were working on the island up till November.
Yeah, well, it's because we demand more Oak Island.
It's because they had a lot to do before those permits ran out.
It's true. All right, so what's next?
Oh, what's next? Well, our show is called Could It Be?
An Oak Island podcast.
And we are named after our namesake is Robert Clotworthy, the narrator. I know some people don't love him as much as we do.
It's his catchphrase that's the namesake.
That too.
It's not him, okay?
Well, whatever.
Yeah, okay.
Why you gotta be like that?
Because I have to go run around and clean up all your messes all the time. It's
Give me a break.
It's part of my life, it's just what it is.
Oh, that's it. That's it.
I'm getting smacked later.
Yeah, you will.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
I'll block it.
You'll block it, whatever. Okay. So let's talk about our clot-worthy moments. Last week,
yes,
we had 3 clot-worthy moments.
Yeah, and that was a mistake.
Yes.
We need 2 going forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's much better.
I'm sorry the technology changed while we were off.
It's harder to vote with 3. So,
yes.
But we did get a lot of votes.
We
did. We do have a winner.
All right. So last week's winner is
a possible roadway or path buried in the swamp.
Ooh.
Could it be?
Could it be
a possible path or roadway
buried in the swamp? What?
My Graybrook Road.
I like that one. It was not my favorite personally, but it's a great clot-worthy moment.
It is a great clot-worthy moment. I really appreciated his excitement.
Yes.
And
it was great.
Any excitement that comes from a clot-worthy moment is totally worth it.
Yeah, that was a fun one. Like, it was not too short. I don't like the really short ones. They're lame.
You're lame.
You better not have picked a short one this week.
I hope I did.
I hope you didn't. All right, okay. So congratulations to everybody that voted for that one.
Congratulations. Do they get like a cookie or something?
They could pat themselves on the back.
You may pat yourself on the back. Okay, this week we have 2 new clot-worthy moments.
Yes.
Okay. We're going to play them for you.
Let's hear the first one.
First one is
dry clay found just 20 feet beneath the surface of the swamp.
Dry clay.
That's a good one.
It is a good one. It is a very perplexing thing that happened.
Okay. Yeah, I like it.
You like it?
I like it.
Wasn't too short for you?
It was borderline, but that's fine.
It was borderline.
I'm just kidding. No, it's a good one.
Okay. Number 2.
Okay, let's hear it.
A major mining or tunneling operation.
Whoa.
That's it.
That's it? No, he had to have more than that.
Kind of, sort of.
Okay.
But no, I like number 2. As I was saying earlier, these are the 2 things I was most stoked about. The dry clay in the swamp, because that seems kind of crazy.
Okay.
And then a major mining or tunneling operation.
Yep. Well, that's fun.
It is fun.
That's great. So those are your choices for the clot-worthy moment. You can vote. Just go to Facebook or Twitter.
Okay.
Okay. You could go to Twitter, and it's twitter.com/OakIslandPod.
Yep.
Or you can just find, however you find things on Twitter, at OakIslandPod.
At OakIslandPod, we will have...
Yes, a voting mechanism of some sort.
A voting mechanism. I was going to say a quiz, and I'm realizing that's not...
Neither one of us are... Okay, let's try that again. Go to Twitter, find OakIslandPod, and there'll be a poll. There you go. That's the word you're looking for.
That is the word.
And you can vote on your favorite clot-worthy moment.
Bird's the word. Like Twitter, get it? Bird's the word.
Bird. Bird is the word.
Yeah.
Tweet. So, all right. So, or you could go to facebook.com/OakIslandPodcast. And on our Facebook page, is it a page? Yes. We will have a poll. So you'll have a poll there as well. And you'll be able to vote on whatever you think was the best clot-worthy moment of the week. And then, you know what's going to happen?
We're going to tally the votes.
We'll tally the votes, and then you'll be like, whoa, that was the one I voted for next week, right?
Yeah, and we'll be like, who gets voted off the island? I mean, which clot-worthy moment wins?
Okay. Yeah.
So Facebook or Twitter.
Yes. And I know everybody enjoys the clot-worthy moments. They're fun.
They are
it's a little bit of interactivity.
Interactivity?
Yeah. We get to interact with people get to interact with the podcast. They get a say in something that happens here.
Who says little interactivity?
Me? What's wrong with that? You got a problem? If you got a problem, I'll solve it.
Oh man. Oh, I'm sorry guys.
I'm not.
I know.
I'm good.
Okay. You know what's next?
Reviews.
Yeah.
So actually, this is a little bit different than our normal reviews. We're going to read a couple YouTube comments from last week's episode, because we just want to make everybody really aware that we are on YouTube, like video. Like, I'm waving at the camera right now. Wave. Okay. So we're waving at the camera right now.
I never said the video was great.
It's awesome. What are you
You're
talking
right.
about?
It's totally rad.
Yeah.
So now you can see our faces.
You should see all the faces I've been making the whole episode. Like every time you look down, I look at the camera and make some weird faces.
And you should see the faces I give you.
Whatever. Those are not my kryptonite. You know what I'm saying? Like they don't do a thing to me. I am immune to your looks. Those looks.
I'm not sure how to take that.
No. Those looks used to hurt me. They do not hurt me anymore.
What is love?
Baby, don't hurt me. All right.
Wait. There we go.
See?
Don't hurt me.
All right.
No more.
So anyway, we got these awesome.
My face hurt you.
You have a beautiful face, and I love it. It's my favorite face. I like it more than my face. Is that good?
How about my space?
Okay, sure.
I'm sorry. Okay. Yes, we are basically celebrating that we're actually putting videos on YouTube.
Yes.
So, hey, we are going to get some shout outs from YouTube.
Yeah. So we have Steven Sumter. He said, great podcast. Thanks for the video. So he appreciates it. We had a video.
He does.
Thank you, Steven. No. Awesome. Thanks.
Thank you, Steven. Thank you.
Thank you.
Right.
And you want to read the other one?
From Diana.
Yes.
Okay. She says, thanks for this. Sorry, there was an exclamation point. I had to make sure to get in there. It's finally so nice to see you both. Can't wait for your next video / podcast.
Don't have to wait much longer, do they?
Nope. Here it is.
Boom.
Goes the dynamite.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm trying to annoy people less. Now what? How to get a hold of us?
Yes.
Okay, well, obviously we're on YouTube. Our channel is Oak Island Podcast. Check us out there.
That's easy enough.
Yep. If you just put in the search bar, could it be Oak Island Podcast? Hey, guess what? There we are.
If you just type in Oak Island Podcast, we're like right there at the top. So.
Yep. Could it be?
Could it be?
All right. How else do they get a hold of us?
Twitter. Tweet.
Remember? Tweet. You go bird is the word. Bird. Bird is the word. Sorry. I think that should be Twitter's.
Like theme song?
Yeah.
You know what I think Twitter's theme song should be? A different bird. Life is like a hurricane here in Duckburg. Race cars, lasers, airplanes. It's a duck blur. Might solve a mystery or rewrite history. DuckTales. Woo! That's all I got.
Okay. Well, we will now say that's Twitter's theme song. And you can find us on Twitter at Oak Island Pod. Now, hey, in the US of A, when the show airs, there's this great group of people that come out and live tweet the show.
They do.
And
we try to do it with them.
Yes. I'm sorry we missed last week, guys. Totally dropped the ball.
This week. We did it last week.
Yeah. You know what I mean.
Yeah. Sorry, you guys, but we'll try to be there next week. We had issues watching the show at the same time. So.
Yes. But if you too have a Twitter account and you are watching Oak Island, you should be tweeting along.
Yeah. You just use the hashtag Oak Island Cursors.
Yep.
And you use that hashtag and it goes out to everybody else using that hashtag. And we all have a great,
a fabulous time
just laughing about different things and enjoying different things and enjoying different aspects of the show with people in the community. It's fun.
Yeah.
And sometimes, like last year, Deidre here got into a gift battle.
War. Yeah.
A gift battle with, a guy that uses the handle Curse of the Tweet.
That's right.
So Curse of the Tweet.
He did pretty good.
Maybe you should challenge him to another one. I kind of gave up last year. Like you were winning that gift battle.
He totally used my kryptonite.
What's that, Billy?
Billy! I need to have all my gifts prepared if I'm going to go into battle.
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. Back on track. Facebook and Instagram. You can find us at Oak Island Podcast.
Yes.
You can email us.
Yes, at oakislandpodcast@gmail.com.
Yes, and our phone number. If you want to call and leave us a message, if you want to give us an audio review.
You know what? Actually, we've had like 3 people call us in the past couple of days, and nobody's left a message. And I think that might be because they might think they're getting the wrong number.
I
currently
agree.
we don't have like a voicemail record, like something recorded.
Yeah, saying
so we kind of need to fix
there
that.
is a podcast.
There is a voicemail.
Yeah, there is a voicemail
left by you. I don't know.
About an island.
About an island. Yeah. So like, if you guys do try to call us, you can still leave a message, even though we haven't done that yet. But hopefully this week we can fix that.
Yes.
Kind of needs to be done.
ASAP.
Yeah, because we kind of missed out on a couple. We missed out on a couple phone calls, I think.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it is what it is.
Okay, let me give you that phone number. It is 360-836-4549.
Yes. Also, going forward on Mondays, we're going to be doing live streams.
Yes.
And we did a live stream this past Monday, and we actually gave away a T-shirt.
Yes, we did.
To somebody that was in the chat.
Yep.
It was actually Lisa Green. She was in the chat. She won a little contest we held, and she is getting Could It Be an Oak Island Podcast T-shirt?
Say what?
Say what?
A free T-shirt?
A free T-shirt with, branded of our awesomeness here in this podcast, right?
Our awesomeness.
Our.
I know. That's what I said.
Oh, I thought you meant that. Yeah, how about it's my awesomeness? Yeah.
You're about to get kicked off the show, yo.
Right. Whatever.
Fro-yo.
Okay. So anyway, you can join us next week on our live stream. We'll actually do one more before we make it exclusive to the patrons.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't know about patreon.com, it's a way that you can support your favorite content creators, like hopefully us, and like many podcasts, many YouTube personalities use this to support their, what it costs basically to make these things.
Yep.
And, it's not free for us, and our time is definitely not free. And we pour many, many hours into these things.
And we love doing it for you.
We do. And this is always going to be free.
Yep. We're definitely not going up behind a paywall. Yeah, no way.
It's always free. So if you want to join us over on Patreon, and, like there's a level that's like $2 per month, that's not very much. If you want to throw that at us every month, you can be in our special patron group, and you'll be able to watch these fun live streams we do on Mondays.
Yep.
And we want to do them on Mondays so that the people that watch in Canada have a chance to see the episode before they jump over into, be able to chat with us, knowing what we know.
Yes. And then it's great because it's the eve of Oak Island Day in the U.S.
Yeah.
So it's a great way for us to get excited and talk about the show. We are curious, what times are good?
Yeah, what time is good for everybody? Because we did it at 2:30 Western. Yeah. No, we did it at 2:30 Pacific time, which would be 5:30 East Coast and 6:30 Oak Island time. But I don't know if that's the best time, and it was convenient for us because it's before our kids get home from school.
Yep.
But I don't know, we can make something else work, I'm sure.
Yeah, we'd love your feedback.
Yeah.
I know a lot of you work, especially on Mondays.
Yeah, and it's hard, West Coast, East Coast. It's
where's our middle ground?
Yeah, it's really hard to figure it out. So we would appreciate any kind of feedback you have on that.
Yeah, give us a variety of times.
Yeah, and if you want to check into our Patreon page, just go to patreon.com/OakIslandPodcast.
Yes. And
there's lots of different ways you can support us there. If you do support us at we have a $25 level, you get a T-shirt, the same one that Lisa won, and as a thank you. And
we're gonna have some extra exclusive.
Yeah, we're gonna have lots of cool stuff. We have so much cool stuff coming that we have planned, not just for patrons, just cool stuff, right?
Yeah,
we have some
excited.
Crazy ideas.
We have some really cool stuff in the pipeline.
Like crazy ideas.
Yeah.
But they're good. We think they're good.
We've got them rolling.
Hey, you guys, anybody watching this, you see our Full House thing last year? Right?
I did, because I was there.
Yeah. Well, if you like the Full House thing, think you're going to like what we have planned, okay? We'll leave it at that, because there's going to be good stuff.
Always good stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, did you see Billy's trading card?
I did, and it was amazing. It was legit.
It made my day.
It was too legit.
Too legit to quit.
Yeah.
Too legit.
Yeah, it was awesome. And we'll have more stuff like that planned very soon. And, we're going to think about what we can do, offer more, like, because we have a $5 level there as well. And we're going to see what we can do to, make that a little more attractive for people to wanting to support us and get something cool in return.
Yep.
So we will be on it, and we're thinking about it, and we're going to have some fun stuff ready for you.
Yeah. And just real quick before we sign off, I want to give a big thank you to all of our listeners.
Yes.
Because, wow, like, it's so nice. They reach out to us. They say hello. They give us feedback, what they'd like to see, what they don't like seeing. We do take it into consideration. You guys are really positive.
Yeah.
Too, which is super. It's really refreshing on the internet. You don't always get this wonderful, positive community that you guys have really helped us create, and keeping it family friendly. I appreciate it.
Yeah, and
you rock.
Yeah, you guys are awesome, and we also want to say thanks for just subscribing and downloading, because like last week we were in the top 10 for Canada after shows. That's pretty good. Like it's not anything I would have suspected. And in America, we were in the top 50. So I mean, that's something, right?
It was.
I think we're number 35 in America.
When we got started with this, I could have never imagined the awesome people we would have met, the number of downloads that we've had. I just want to say we're really thankful, and we are so glad to be back for another season.
Heck yeah, we are.
Yes, you guys are awesome. So tell a friend. Let's keep growing it. Let's keep this positivity alive.
Yeah, if you haven't subscribed to us, if you're just listening to us off by some chance that you ran into us, subscribe. Go to YouTube, subscribe there.
Yeah.
Facebook, you might enjoy this video thing. Like, hi, I'm waving at the camera again. You might enjoy it. I don't know. We're not like, I don't know. We're kind of entertaining, right? I don't know. Subscribe, like us. I like us.
You just keep telling them to subscribe and like us. I think maybe they already do.
I think they already do.
All right.
Well, we just want to say thanks, everybody.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
So until next time.
Could it be?